Hello, my name is Michael Hannon, and I am going to become a new special education teacher next year in Kansas City, Kansas. The last 2 years, I've worked with the Blue Valley School District in a high school as a paraprofessional in the general education classroom setting, um, mainly supporting algebra, freshmen in algebra. I'm also the assistant girls tennis coach there, which I really enjoy, but I'm embarking on a new challenge. I'm nervous and excited and ready to get going there. So that's a little background about me. Before uh, my Blue Valley career, I worked in corporate America in the financial industry for 15 years. So I've decided to make the big career change, and I'm really looking forward to it. We'll go ahead and get to the case review now. So the case that I decided, or that was assigned to me, was Honig versus Doe. This case involves two students uh, in the San Francisco School District. Basically, these two students had behaviors that were so bad that the school wanted to expel the students. The behaviors were caused by their disability. It did go to the Supreme Court and was ruled on January 20th in 1988. Um, so the decisions by the court, the first, Honig was appointed to represent the school district. The district court um, basically barred schools from suspending any students with disabilities and their actions caused by the disability for more than 5 days. The district court in this decision also ordered the state to provide student services when the local agency fails to do so. So, what's happening here is that the schools want to suspend these two students. The students' families believe that their children have a right to a free and public education, which they absolutely do. So that's where the case stems from. The court then goes to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which upheld the district court's decisions. They even modified the suspension time. Well, they did modify the suspension time from 5 days to 10 days that a disabled student can be suspended from school. After the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld all of the decisions made by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So basically, the students are not being expelled. They're returned to their settings in their school, and their actions and behavior cannot be cause for different placement settings or for them to be expelled from school. So what came out of this was the state must provide special education services when the local educational agency fails to do so. So if the school district that the child goes to does not provide proper special education services, the state must jump in and do this in accordance with the free and appropriate education. Secondly, students with disabilities cannot be suspended for more than 10 days when the behavior causing the suspension is caused by their disability. So that's key. As long as the behavior is caused by their disability, they are protected under the rulings of this court decision. And finally, a student's placement can't be changed during any proceedings unless consented by the parents. So if somebody in school wants to change the setting of a student from, if they're in a general education setting, to a more special education setting, they can't just do that without the parents' consent. So what impact does this have on special education? I think it has a big impact. This happened, the original behaviors happened in around 1980 of the two students. This was ruled on in 1988. So what does this say? It says that, behaviors by a student that has disabilities, they've got rights too. Just because their behavior is bad because of their disability doesn't give the school a right to remove them from school, first of all, or to change their placement because of this behavior. So free and appropriate public education, is available for these students, and it should be just as any general education student receives the same types of services. So just because behavior affects what they do and how they act in a school doesn't mean that they, automatically do not have the right to a free and appropriate public education. So that is a big key for this case. It kind of puts these students and the case upheld decisions that these students with disabilities and behavior problems, they need to be treated appropriately in the school through their special education services. So that is my legal case review. Thank you very much.